I am back again. I've got yet another Q&A part here to deliver. There have been a lot of news since last night. Specifically, Traci from TNA has been released, and what do I think about that? Well, I don't care that much. She hasn't been that much on TV. She was on the cover of Playboy. She was featured in Playboy, and that was a good and very bold step for TNA. Counter move somewhat to what WWE has done for years. Come WrestleMania time, they have so many divas in the Playboy magazine. So this was a kind of counter move for TNA. But I mean, she wasn't that good in the ring. She was a member of the Main Event Mafia, but since that simmered down, so did her role on TV. She hasn't been on TV that much lately, and I don't think she was that good looking either. I just think she had humongous proportions, if you know what I'm trying to say here. So to me, it wasn't that big of a loss, not wrestling wise, not sexually, not for the exposure of TNA. She has been there for a long time though, and one could argue that she was one of the cornerstones for among the women with the most routine from TNA, but still that doesn't cut it all in all. And as I said, I don't think she contributed that much to the TNA product on a whole. So, if we go on to the questions I've received only since yesterday, we can start with the first one. I think that this year's match at WrestleMania 26 will become even better than the last year's match. What do you think? I think it could definitely be a better match this year between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. They set the stage last year, they set the bar, they know what they delivered. And I don't think the WWE, nor Shawn Michaels, nor The Undertaker would go into this match at WrestleMania doing a rerun of last year, doing this big rematch with an entire year in the making, with people talking about the match, with people talking about this match saving the entire pay-per-view of WrestleMania 25, and the match winning the Slammy Award on the Slammy Award show in December on Raw. They wouldn't do this entire rematch and part 2, Shawn Michaels The Undertaker, if they didn't believe they could outdo what they did last year. Do you really think so? I don't think so. Considering they also had the Hell in a Cell match back in 1997, they had a casket match in 1998, they had so many great matches. And people say, yeah, they are prone, their bodies are taking a huge toll over the years, they're not able to do everything they always could. That mostly goes for The Undertaker. And people say if Undertaker is going to win, Shawn Michaels will still be back. I don't think so. If The Undertaker wins, Shawn Michaels will retire, and we could have a kind of poetical recurrence of what happened when Shawn Michaels retired Ric Flair 2 years ago at WrestleMania. And we could have this huge send-off the day after WrestleMania, perhaps with both Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Would be kind of poetical as well, almost epic. So I think they could definitely outdo the match from last year. As I said, you can deliver not only wrestling wise, but you can deliver emotionally, psychologically. You can tell these two guys really know how to tell a story. The build up in itself is perhaps the most important thing. The anticipation for the match, and it's already there. This is going to be a huge match. People are already talking about it. So yeah, I definitely think they know what they do. These guys are professionals, the WWE are professionals, and there are so many ways in order to deliver a match in wrestling in which Shawn Michaels they rule in all those departments. So yeah, I think we aren't expecting too much if we hope and expect and wish for this match to outdo the match from last year. And this was Hanky Boy Tellem who asked me this one. Another Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker question. This is a hot topic. You hope The Undertaker wins against HBK at WrestleMania. They are both incredible wrestlers and the streak is freaking cool and all. But come on, HBK's career is much more important than Undertaker's streak. So he asks me why I hope Undertaker will win. I posted that in a person's channel. And if you say so, 8 was the guy who posted this question, and I say, yeah, I hope The Undertaker wins, because I'm not that big of a Shawn Michaels fan. He's a great wrestler, he's Mr. WrestleMania, and he's won an award for so many years now for having the match of the year. But Shawn Michaels doesn't do it for me, and So I simply hope the Undertaker will win. That's pretty much it. We all have different preferences. Then I got a question from Edgehead OY2J. Confirmed. ... Rob Van Dam signs with TNA Wrestling. What are your thoughts? If this is true, Hulk Hogan has apparently hinted this on a press conference. If this is true, this is going to be a huge step for TNA in order to gain and garner more attention from ECW fans, former ECW fans, WWE fans, mature fans, older fans. Y2J has had a history with Hulk Hogan at the CCW. They are close. However, Rob Van Dam left WWE on very good terms he did. So I'm not sure. He could return to WWE as well. He was in the Royal Rumble of 2009, so they appear to have a smooth relationship, but we don't know. Things are changing on a day-to-day basis in the world of wrestling, especially when it comes to wrestling free agents. It's all money, it's all the situation as it is right now, and you just gotta be up day to day. Never lie down, never rest, because things can change very quickly. Allegiances, loyalties, they always change with a dollar sign, so we know that. And Rob Van Dam could very well be going to TNA. So, what will he do there? Well, he's almost 40 years old, he hasn't got that much of a future. He could deliver a kind of momentous pop when entering and bring heat and bring intensity to the company. Yeah, not heat as the heat that the crowd delivers, but heat as a TNA getting hot. So he could definitely do that, and wow, that could be really cool. But he's not the future of the company. Also note that in this press conference, I think Hulk Hogan said that we've got guys like AJ Styles and Jeff Hardy. Does TNA really have Jeff Hardy? So only there it seems like Hogan's going on a limb. So we don't know for sure that they got Rob Van Dam, RVD, and if they got it, for what kind of a deal is it? You're always going to be critical when you hear stuff about like this. Yet again, I don't think Rob Van Dam is the championship material in TNA. They should go with other wrestlers, but still, he can bring exposure, attention, and as I said, garner more attention from mature fans, ECW fans. But it's also a step backwards because it's bringing back the past. You need to create new stars. You cannot save a wrestling company by bringing back old stars, taking back Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, which is some of the stuff that the IWC is obsessed with talking about. No, the answer is to create new stars, not reliving the past, because that's the same thing that the ICW fans blame the WWE for doing and bash them to pieces for doing. So no, but Rob Van Dam, I would love to see him in TNA, I would love to see him in WWE. It's just good as he's back in wrestling, and his wife is, as I believe, it's cured from cancer. So great news for Rob Van Dam. If he's back in wrestling, that's a sign of healthiness for him and his family. Then I got a last question, a quick one. What are your thoughts on Maria, Paul Burchill, Shane Helms, and Charlie Haas getting released? That's Pat's Flies fan 2 who asks, Maria, I don't care, she was eye candy. I never understood the pop for her. She was pretty, she was cool, she was neat, and she was cute. That's probably why. Paul Burchill, I really love that guy. I never understood why he couldn't get a proper push by WWE. They kept pushing him, seizing the push, pushing him. He had like 4 or 5 different pushes. The Ripper, the Pirate, the Incestuous Angle. They just kept seizing every damn push he got, and I don't like that. That's the release that upsets me the most. Charlie Haas, Shane Helms. Note that maybe he will go to, he's also a friend of Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Shane Helms, Shannon Moore. Matt Hardy is the only one left. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.